So, who are you?
Charlie. I'm here, I guess, to talk about experiences as a disabled person. And who are you?
I'm Carl. I'm here as I have cerebral palsy, which for space reasons I'll refer to onwards as CP, because it's a mouthful. Okay, should you go first?
Oh, it's hard.
There's a lot, isn't there?
There is. One of the funniest ones, so as part of my disability, I have seizures. I collapsed just in the middle of the common room, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And all I know is like there's the staff members suddenly appearing, disappearing, looking very worried, definitely looks very worried, apart from my friend who sat there smiling.
Yeah.
What I didn't know, found out later on, was that she had been mimicking like the electric force. The whole time. When I came around, she was the only one smiling and not looking like I was dying.
Yeah.
So I'm quite grateful for that.
I guess the first thing for me, it's not necessarily funny as in ha funny, but it's more weird, is that what would often happen when I was younger and I walked a bit more crookedly, it was nearly always old people who I'd be in a blue badge spot and they'd sort of wait by my car to point out like, you're too young to have a disability.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's good that you believe that,
Yeah.
but it's not quite true.
People will hang around and then they realise that someone's getting a wheelchair out of the car.
Yeah,
like,
then they sort of back off a bit.
I think I laugh like the awkwardness around it as well makes me laugh.
Oh yeah, it's very
like,
funny.
some people- It's very obvious I'm disabled. Like it's one of the first things people notice about me is
Yeah.
that I'm using a wheelchair, and yet nobody ever wants to mention it.
No, it's like the
Yeah.
elephant in the room,
Yeah.
right? And it's very funny to cut into that awkwardness and
Yeah.
just play on it.
Because I feel like if you make the comment first, people relax
Yeah,
a little bit more.
it disengages a
Yeah.
bit. I mean, I'll often call myself a cripple just to disengage
Yeah.
that tension, and it gets laughs.
Yeah.
So
I make jokes about running upstairs. My condition, it's a bit confusing. The neurologists don't think it's purely neurological.
Yeah.
The psychologists don't think it's purely psychological. So a lot of people think, oh, well, if there's a psychological element to it, does that mean
Yeah.
you can just like get up and
yeah,
walk?
switch it off. Yeah. One of the big misconceptions I get is, how can you have CP if you walk? And it's sort of, I can get it to a degree, but you still sort of have it. It's just a case of because you're not presenting in the sort of stereotypical way. The one that I can't understand is that people would ask if it was contagious. And I was like, no.
Honestly, yes. But I think it's because I developed the condition and
Yeah.
it's more of like a nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
The more I'm getting used to it, the more I'm realising that the things that I'm looking back on going like, oh, I wish I could still do that. Actually, I can do it. Like, I have to do it differently,
Yeah.
but I can still be doing all
Yeah,
the
you can
same
still
thing.
do it, yeah.
You've fed this idea like, oh, you've become disabled, like your life is over.
Yeah, that's it.
They see me like walking around like a couple of years ago and they see me now
Yeah,
and they're
like,
like, oh, you poor thing.
oh,
like,
yeah,
how do you cope? And I'm
yeah.
like,
Well,
actually, I'm
you
doing
just
more
do.
now
Yeah.
than I was.
If you had asked me when I was a teenager, would I be able-bodied, I would have said, oh God, yeah, I wish I'd have that in a heartbeat, because, at that age, you just want to blend in.
Yeah.
But now, I would very much say no, in that I've never been able-bodied, because I've been born with CP, and, my body is mine, and I'm sort of happy with it, it's fine.
It's just a really annoying little things where you're like, if you'd have put the ramp like just there instead of over here, it would be a lot easier. Like outside the arts building, you've got like the 3 little stairs on the flat bit.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go round it, like in a chair, you've got to go all the way down the hill and then back up in the pavement.
Fabulous.
I spent so much of my time just going round
God.
those stairs.
Oh,
And there's
yeah.
like 3 of them. It could have been a ramp.
I guess it's the sort of conception that you have to be physically sort of presenting a disability in order to have one. In that, it's weird. I often say I have a foot in both camps because I can sort of not blend in, but sort of camouflage a bit. And you'd only notice I have a disability if you really watch like my feet and my knees and my hands. I was in a workshop and they said do origami, and I can't do like fine motor movements, you know, something like that where you can't do it and there's no alternative. You just sort of sit there and
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess I can't do this then. Not necessarily a difficulty, but you know, you're, as a disabled person, you're sort of immediately defined by what you can't do rather than what you can. A difficulty that sort of used to upset me but now just annoys me is that I tell someone I have CP and they suddenly start opening doors for me, and you know, and I hate it.
Opening automatic doors for me.
Yeah, it's like, come on, I can do
and,
it.
like,
Yeah.
There's a button right behind you.
Yeah.
It's really awkward. I'm having to not just get through the doorway, but also round you. Disabled toilets, usually the doors are quite light, so I can open no problems at all. I had someone once literally just run across a room to grab the door from my hand. And I was just like, what's going on? Like,
Oh
can I
god.
pee?
It's sort of that thing where it comes from a good place, but it's just weird. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
strange.
like grab my chair as well, like they see like a slight hill, like, hi, I must help you, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like,
What people don't seem to get is that it's a massive violation to,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be like somebody grabbing my arm,
someone
because, you
just
know.
like picks you up, thrown you over their shoulder. I don't like it. Everyone is sort of different, and I kind of get where it's coming from, but at the same time, like, I can't walk upstairs. Like, there are things I cannot do, and usually it's because there are barriers in place,
Yeah,
rather
sure.
than because of me.
For me, it's almost impossible to change it because it's so ubiquitous now, and
Yeah.
so sort of, it's been around for a long time, and you can't just sort of drop the word
Yeah.
instantly, because it'll still, you know, disabled people
Yeah.
will still use it as a means of self-identification. If you go back in history, someone who say might have been referred to as a spastic, say in the 40s or 50s, they always referred to themselves as that
Yeah.
was their self-identification. Then even when, you know, better sort of terms came in, they still used that
Yeah.
term. So for me, yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with dropping the label in a way.